Springs serve as the natural portal or emerging point of groundwater in mountainous terrains where the once invisible water transforms into a visible stream, gracefully flowing onto the earth's surface. Local people traditionally collect this oozing water by constructing structures of various shapes such as the mouth of a cow or a lion. In some places, they use plastic or GI pipes or leaves through which the accumulated water falls to the ground. Through these conduits, or we can say channels, the gathered water delicately cascades to the ground, not only quenching the thirst of mountain dwellers but also symbolizing resilience in the face of life's challenges. These mountain springs, with their fresh and crystal clear water, amalgamate to create small streams, rivulets, and eventually mighty rivers like Ganga and Yamuna. Virtually every river worldwide owes sustenance to these humble springs. The pristine quality of spring water is such that mountain communities have a tradition of directly drinking from these sources. In the Himalayan region, where rivers course through deep gorges, transporting water to villages which are situated on the ridges is impractical. Therefore, the proximity of springs become a fundamental criteria for settlement in these challenging terrains. In ancient times, these springs were revered as abodes of the divine, and temples or statues of deities were placed nearby to discourage any encroachment or pollution. However, with the advent of piped water supply, these traditions faded and the springs began to dry up. Unfortunately, the realization that these springs are the very source of water flowing through pipes and rivers was forgotten. It is only now, in the face of water scarcity, that people are reawakening to the significance of these springs. Recognizing their pivotal role, Niti Aayog, known as the think tank of India, formed a working group in 2017 dedicated to the inventory and revival of springs in the Himalayas for water security. The working group's report highlighted the indispensable role of springs in providing water security to around 5 crore people in the Indian Himalayan region and a staggering 20 crore people across the entire nation. Surprisingly, the report revealed that the available data on the number of springs vastly underestimate their actual count, with only 3% and 12% of villages in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh respectively officially recognized as having springs, whereas on the contrary, in reality, at least one spring is found in every village of these states. Therefore, Niti Aayog laid emphasis on a web-based inventory of all the springs in the Indian Himalayan region so that a concrete initiative could be taken for their rejuvenation by providing a basic database on the springs. In view of the recommendations of Niti Aayog, the National Institute of Hydrology, Roorkee, a research and development organization under the Ministry of Jal Shakti, developed a web GIS-based portal named as the Information System of Himalayan Springs for Vulnerability Assessment and Rejuvenation, acronymed as ISHWAR, for the Ravi River catchment of Himachal Pradesh and the Tavi River catchment of Jammu and Kashmir under the National Hydrology Project and National Mission on Himalayan Studies, respectively. The portal facilitates the data of about 1,500 springs on more than 30 critical parameters accessible with just a click of the mouse. In 2022, the Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, constituted a steering committee of domain experts to initiate and monitor the systematic mapping or geotagging of springs across the mountainous regions of the country and develop a coordination mechanism among various stakeholders to expedite springshed management efforts in India. The committee, through stakeholders meeting and brainstorming workshops, gained an understanding of the tools and techniques employed by agencies working in the field of springshed management in the country. The committee compiled information on over 48,000 geotagged springs in India and identified potential districts for spring occurrence. Consequently, the Ministry of Jal Shakti Government of India initiated the first spring census of the country in August 2023. To save time and avoid manual error in data acquisition, the census will be carried out using the mobile app. This app has the capability to geotag spring photograph, customize information, and conduct mapping work in remote areas where mobile network is not available. The steering committee has also developed a resource book as well as atlas on springshed management to assist implementing agencies and encourage research on spring hydrology and hydrogeology in the country. The Ministry of Jal Shakti remains committed to build capacity among stakeholders through ongoing awareness programs, in line with the core value of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family. The Honorable Prime Minister of India has also called for springshed management in the hilly region for a climate-resilient future. So, let us unite to conserve these water sources, nurturing a prosperous and water-rich world.
पहाड़ी क्षेत्रों में स्प्रिंगशेड को पुनर्जीवित करने का कार्यक्रम शुरू किया गया है। इस पर तेजी से काम करना होगा।